I'm going to keep going with some more of this factoring. Really what this is that it's practice. It's a bit of practice, and then you get really used to it, and it becomes like second nature. So let's try a few more. So this one, we look for common first, always common first, and I go, okay, I don't see anything, so 6, 1, and -2. We're going to break up the left side, so the left side here, and this yellow goes on the left side of my X. And then this part here, that will go on the right side. Remember doing that crisscross. So it looks like this. This is 6x squared. We're going to go 3x and 2x, or it could be 6x and 1x, or just 6 and 1. You don't have to put the x's. You can do the letters. You can do the variables later. And then here, it's 1 and 2, or 2 and 1, right? So my product is going to be 1 or 2. Like there's only one choice. You can't put the 2 beside the 2 because that means it's common. So you would put 2 and 1. That gets me crisscross, so 3x. And 2 times 2, so 4x. 3 and 4. Can that get me? And again, look at the sign. So we want a positive negative, or a negative positive. So we want two opposite signs to get me a positive. Remember, there's an invisible 1 here. So I'll make a positive 4 and a negative 3. So go to your line. Make this line positive 4 and this line negative 3. And then you write your answer like this. Those are your two brackets. So you're going to go 3x, and make sure you put the y this time. So we plus 2. And this column just has the y. So some people just go, so it's just, remember, it's y here. So it's x squared, y squared, and they meet 1x and 1y in the middle. So x squared, y squared, and they meet 1x and y. So you get the y. And then the second bracket is this one. So it'll be 2x. Instead of -1, right, -1y, it's just y. Right, and if you put the 1 there, you just want to erase it after, right? So if you put 1y, it's okay. You're just going to switch it to y after, right? So this one here is just a y. Okay, and again, this part here, this big X part, all of this is on the rough paper or beside it if you have room. And then my answer goes here with the equal sign. So just make sure for all of these guys here, we're putting equals, 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 and your answer just goes below, and your rough goes on the side or on the rough paper. Right, so let's try that again. So this first column, so on these videos you can pause me and then you can try it on your own and then see if you're following right. Okay, and we're going to do this crisscross over here. This first column goes here, so 9, and then the second column goes here, like that. So the first column is either going to be 3 and 3 or 9 and 1. Since I see 15 is kind of a middle number, like it's not a big number, I don't really want to do 9 times something. So I'm going to do 3 and 3, right? Starting kind of in the middle. 4, for my product of 4, it's going to be 1 and 4 or 2 and 2. Right, so 1 and 4 or 2 and 2. And I can do 2, 2, right? 2, 2. That would get me 6 and 6. Is there any way 6 and 6 can get me 15? No. So then I just cross that off. And I can do 4 and 1 or 1 and 4. They're the same here, so it doesn't matter. So I go 3 times 1 would be 3. 3 times 4 would be 12. And can that get me 15? Knowing, remember sign now, it's positive, positive, or negative, negative to get a positive. So since it's negative 15, I know it's negative, negative. So both of them have to be negative. Does that work? Negative 3, negative 12, negative, yes. There you go. And my brackets are like this. So these are the parts of the video where you pause me and you see if you can do it yourself now. So you're going to say, okay, I think I'm getting this pattern, and I'm going to see if I can follow along and then try it myself. Okay, and I'll just do each one so that you can see my thought process. So again, first column goes here. That goes in the first column. And then the second column goes here on the second side. And we're doing the crisscross to get the middle. Right, and that gives us that FOIL. So 2x and x. 6 would be, for the product of 6, it's 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. 2 can't go there, so I could do 3, 1. But I can't put 2 beside the 2 because that would make it common 2. And look, no common 2. always look for common first. So that would give me a 2 and a 3. Some people just look at the numbers. Can I get 3 out of that? No, I can't. Okay, so 3. Oh, sorry. It should have been 3 and 2. 3 and 2. That's me. 3 and 2. We start that one again. Right, and so that's all. So it just takes a little bit of practice. You get really used to it. 3 and 2. I always do a double check. That gets me a 4 and a 3. Can I get 3x out of that, the crisscross? No. Okay. Can I put 2 up here? I can't, so that's it for 2 and 3. So can I put 6 beside the 2? No, because that implies common 2, and there's no common, so I can do 6 here and 1 here. 2 times 6 would get me 12, and then 1 and 6, or 1 and x, would get me just the 1, right? And then you go, okay, wait, that does not get me the 3 either. So then what happens here is that, have I tried all the possibilities? So 2, 3, can't go there, 3, 2. I've tried that one, and there's nothing else I can try. So this one here is not possible. Okay? So this one, the instructions were factor if possible. So sometimes some will not work. You've tried both of the possibilities, there's nothing else. I can't switch the 2, and there's nothing else to be done. Okay, and again you go, okay, I'm sure of that because there was no other choices I could do. Okay, one last one. Okay, and again, feel free to pause videos and then start again with me. So we're going to do 2, we're going to do 1 on the side here. Okay, and then this one goes here, right? So again, we're hopefully getting used to this now. So this one goes here, and we're getting the crisscross in the middle. And again, this is all in the rough, so it looks messy now just because all my rough is on the same page. There we go. So 12, I have a bunch of choices, so I can do 12 and 1. I wouldn't start with times 12 just because it's such a big number, right? So 12 and 1 is kind of taking a big leap there, right? Because it's 12 times anything is going to be big. So then I'm going to just try something in the middle. So how about 3 and a 4? Then you could also try 6 and a 2 after, so if this doesn't work. And then you go to 12 and 1. But 12 times, there's not too many choices here, right? So look, no common factor. 12 times 2 will be 24. So you can already see there's not many choices there. So for the right side, for my product, there's only 1 or 2. So 1 and 2. That's my only set. So I can't put 2 here beside the 4. So I can only put 2 and 1. Remember, I can't put it beside because it's a common factor. There's no common factor of 2. That would get me a 3. I'm just doing the numbers. See, 4 and 2, 8. 3 and 8. Can I get 11? Remembering that this is positive, positive, or negative, negative. Since the sign here is negative, I want them both to be negative, negative. So does that work? If that gets me negative 11, then both of these would be negative, and that works. So then we've got my 2 brackets. And again, if I tried 6 and 2, it wouldn't work, and I'd go on to the next possibility. So 3, 2. So sometimes it's just luck. But you get so used to doing this that hopefully you just kind of go through the 2 possibilities and then go to 12 and 1 eventually. Okay, and it's really just practice, and then you just get really used to doing it. You don't even think about it, you just break it down each time. Okay, so practice, practice, and then you get really comfortable with this.